Hey everyone, it is me, Fashion Coder, your crypto bestie, and today we are actually going to be talking about code, but kind of not like what you were thinking it was going to be. So we're going to talk about KASPA today and the new release that is coming out, and I tried to find a video on this to see if someone would explain it to me, but then I realized that I have the skills and I had the occupation that I can actually go in and figure out the particular questions that I had. So guess what? I figured out the answers and I am going to express and explain to you what I ended up learning. So let's just jump right in. Here we have I think like the press release, whatever we want to call it, on KASPA. So KASPA on Rust. Rust is a programming language, all right? And they are doing all these sorts of things within their specific ecosystem, and they are moving their language from Go language, which is the Google language, to Rust. Now, when I first saw this, it actually sparked my interest because I was like, I know what that is, because guess what? Some of the teams that I'm a product owner for at work use this language. So when I saw this, I was like, I am making a video because of that first and foremost. But secondly, I was like, I have questions about this, found the answers, and I was like, I got you. So before we get into it, hit that like and subscribe because, of course, I'm your crypto bestie, here to get you into all things crypto and tell you about all things crypto. So excited about this, and let's get into it. So they are pushing boundaries, and this is an understatement when we look at this particular technology. So on the evening of January 7th, they released their second version of testnet 11, and basically, if we look at this, with the new Rust code base, it brings the promise of the impossible 10 blocks per second on a proof of work network. So the digital experiment provides an arena where developers and enthusiasts will come together to push the envelope, exploring the dynamics of the Phantom Go Stag protocol live on the Rust programming language. All right, so why is this interesting? First and foremost, like they said, they are pushing the envelope. They are going through and they are taking a specific stance and looking into specific technologies that are going to push what the entire ecosystem has going on, right? And when one token pushes the envelope, typically others will follow, but then sometimes others will also do good things too. So, and that might be what they're doing, but that's the thing, is as you continually get better, other companies are going to continually get better too. And it just makes it so there are so many cool, super advanced technologies. And that's what's happening right here. So why does this matter? Why do we care about blocks per second? Well, if we go back and look at Bitcoin, one block happens every single 10 minutes. Right now on KASPA, a block happens every single 1 second. And this right here is pushing it to be 10 blocks per second. All right? That is amazing. And if we come into their wiki, I ended up reading through some of this because I just wanted to learn more. But their dream goal is to have 100 blocks per second, which is insane, all right? But they're able to do this because they ended up moving to the programming language Rust, all right? So if you are wanting to go into this and actually use it yourself, if you're doing something with KASPA, they're calling it Rusty KASPA, which I think is kind of cute. But from Go to Rust, they're doing that. This kind of goes over what it is, increasing the blocks per second. And then this goes into why they're using Rust. And I'm going to go deeper into this. I have a little article that we're going to read through, okay? So the Rust programming language offers advantages such as higher efficiency and improved performance, memory safety, interoperability, error handling, and a growing crypto ecosystem and developer community. Cool. There are all these different updates. You can come in, you can even come look at the release notes. You can go into their GitHub, look into that. Did I look into it? Maybe. We're not going to get into it, but you can come in and you can look at it yourself and just see all the things that they're doing. So let's look at the languages. All right, the last time I did a video like this, I was actually comparing Solidity to Go, all right? And Go, oh my gosh, Go compared to Solidity was like one of the biggest things. There were some really good things to move over to Go, all right? But as I was going through this, I noticed something that I had noticed in the last time I did something like this when a particular crypto was moving from one language to another, which is not a bad thing. Tech companies do this all the time. Crypto companies are obviously doing this because there are different languages that can help with different things, okay? So I'll put this particular website in the link below or in the comments because it was a really interesting read. And maybe it's because I used to be a software developer and I spent 12 years programming. That might be it, but it actually really is interesting. All right, they have a little chart here. A couple of things that I want to point out. So speed and performance is high here for Rust compared to Go, which is medium. Difficulty to learn, I thought this was interesting, is it's high for Rust, which it's low for Solidity. So that is kind of hard because sometimes it does take a little while to be able to go in and update if you're learning new languages. And I know even at my company that has been something that's been hard, is figuring out, okay, well, is it better to change this product and put it into a different language than Rust? Or is it just better to hire people that know Rust to come and do it and then train them? So Rust is extremely memory efficient. It has high bandwidth, and then it is a low latency software. And then the thing that showed, which was like a big thing for me, okay, was the concurrency. So Go uses Go routines, but Rust uses async and await threading. So we're going to scroll down to that, and we're just going to read this together. Because of all of the compiler checks that Rust runs, it takes longer to develop software in it. With Go, it can be faster to develop an initial prototype, but debugging and testing can be cumbersome and take longer. When developing in Rust, you may need more time for development, but have fewer worries during deployment and testing because the compiler won't allow you to compile the code with bugs. Which is interesting. And that's honestly, you see this debate between so many different languages when you're trying to decide something like this. But when we look at the concurrency right here with the Go versus Rust concurrency, for Go, concurrency is a critical area of focus. And it is. It's insane, the concurrency that they have. And if we look at concurrency, we're going to look at this. It means multiple computations are happening at one time. Okay? So in parallel. So it's big for Go. This language aims to enabling simple and efficient concurrency with the help of Go routines, a lightweight thread managed by Go runtime. So what threads or threading is when just multiple things are running at a time, and some programming languages, some people are such big proponents to threading. With Rust, concurrency is enabled with the help of an async await paradigm and threading, which suits different use cases. So the await is like a function where you can block a certain amount of code that will stop while something else runs. So it can kind of happen in a specific timeline. So when it comes to Rust concurrency versus Go concurrency, ensuring efficient concurrency with Go is much simpler because all functions are asynchronous. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to say Go routines or coroutines. It might make sense that it could be both. But, if we're looking for something that's extremely efficient with high bandwidth, we're going to want to go with Rust, right? Because if we're trying to get 100 blocks per second, we're going to need something that's going to go about that. So I just thought that was really interesting, seeing what that was going to entail for this, because you seriously never know. This article gets super interesting too if you want to go down the rabbit hole of actually reading all of it. I did. But it was a fun read, honestly, for me, because I wanted to learn more about it anyways. And this just gave me more reason to be able to do that. And then it goes into the data science of it too. So if we go back to KASPA, this seriously is something that's super monumental moving forward, because name another place that's doing something like this. Because actually I would like to know because I don't. I think that this is amazing. It's really interesting looking at KASPA and the blockchain that they use, because it's actually a block DAG. And so that is its whole own interesting thing, looking at all the things. And so yeah. So KASPA is a very interesting project. I thought it would be interesting to go a bit into my experience and what this offers. And if you have any questions about this, feel free to put it in the comments below, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.